Today I'm experimenting. I'm making some kind of pesto and wild green patties. I don't know how they're going to turn out. It's just another thing I'm just kind of experimenting with, just throwing together, seeing how it turns out. So here's the wild greens. I just went and picked them. We've got the curly dock here, and then we got some wild mustard, and then I've got my shepherd's purse here. That's starting to disappear everywhere. There's still some coming up, but there's just not as much as there was. We're going to be getting the pepper grass soon. There was some pepper grass that I wanted to pick across the street, but the neighbor cut it down, so I was a little mad about that. But there'll be plenty of that soon anyway. Then I've got the wood sorrel. This is my daughter's favorite one. It's got a lemony flavor. And then the sow thistle. The white sap and the sow thistle is actually really good for pain issues. So there you go. So yeah, these are the greens I'm going to use. Some of them I'm going to blend, like the shepherd's purse. I'm definitely going to blend that. Then the yellow dock, I'm probably going to just chop up and put that in to give it some more texture. Okay, and I'll show you the rest of what I'm doing in a minute. Right here I've got a mix that I've blended. All this is a small pack of pine nuts that I blended with some basil. I put in all of the herbs I showed you before, except for the yellow dock. It's got some green onion and red onion, a few tomatoes, a little bit of African bird pepper. I think I put one bay leaf in it. I think that was everything, to be honest. Oh, and just some more seasonings, I think. You could, if you want to give it the slight cheesy flavor that you sometimes have in pesto, if you consume nutritional yeast, then you could put some nutritional yeast in there too. But I know a lot of people don't consume that for various reasons. So yeah, you don't have to add that in. That's basically it. You know, the pine nuts and the basil with the onions, they were the main important things to really give it the flavor that it needed. You don't have to add the wild greens in. I just use them. I like them for the extra nutrition. You could also add in some other type of green that you like. That's it really. Oh, and some sea moss. I put sea moss in, especially because I made this a little bit too watery. So the sea moss helps to thicken it up a little bit more. I put extra sea moss in for that reason. Oh, and I use some guinea hen weed. That, as I've told you before, you gotta be very careful using them if you're pregnant because it can cause contractions. So that's something you really want to avoid if you're pregnant. But it does give it a garlicky flavor. If you're happy using garlic, then you can go ahead and just add some garlic into this. But we personally don't use garlic. So yeah, I didn't add any of that in. I used the guinea hen weed instead. Okay, so now I'm going to add the other stuff in. So I've got some calabaza squash here, type of Mexican squash. I've got some pine nuts here. Though the pine nuts here I've just slightly pulsed in the blender to break them down a little bit. Then I've got some chopped tomatoes. Then I've got this here. I've got some green onions, some red onion, some more basil, and then this is the curly dog here. And that's all about to go in. And then I'm going to put a little bit more of this African bird pepper that we got from the Purple Moss Paradise. That's where we get our purple moss from as well, and a lot of our other herbs. And I've also got some whole pine nuts that I haven't yet, I haven't chopped up. I'm going to leave those whole. So we've got a mix of the blended pine nuts, the chopped up pine nuts, and then the whole pine nuts in there. So yeah, so I'm just going to put all this in here now. Here you go. So I've put everything in here now. And I'm just going to mix it up. We see how I've got the whole pine nuts in there as well. All I'm going to do is mix all this up. So it's brown mixed, and then I'm gonna put it on the dehydrator sheets. I've shown you how I do that with some of my other videos. I'm probably not gonna put that on video this time. I'm just gonna put it on the dehydrator sheets in nice patty shapes, or however I think is going to work best at that moment. And then I probably will come back and show you after they've cooked. I don't know, I might show you when they're partway through well, not cooked, when they're dehydrated rather. But yeah, I'll probably show you when they're partially dehydrating, but I'll definitely show you the finished product. Hopefully these are going to taste good. I know the kind of the sauce, the blended mix tastes real good. So with all this extra stuff in, it should taste delicious. But I'll let you know what we think at the end of the video for sure.
See, your body is a sculpture, mind is a temple. So build your heaven full of blessed thoughts. Yo, this world we live in is a work of art, more or less a work of God. No more or less, and Noah's Ark, like Moses split the Red Sea. My heart is torn apart. Galileo study stars. His horoscopes is what you are. His horoscopes you from afar. See, I'd rather be a symbol, study symbols, not your fault. Denominations are these demons congregating. You preaching to the choir, atheists is contemplating. People tripping over colors. I ain't talking about no racist. The pen is mightier than the sword. The shot is all mine, but God, I'm all yours. Turning green with envy, cause money is the source. Putting trust in bucks, thinking that I'm getting paid. Still I came in the world with nothing, and I'm gonna lead the same. I'm just trying to be saved. Inhale the 7 cents. Get sick off this medicine. Go to sleep.